Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Good morning, right? I am John Palacio.
And I'm Marlene Cuellar, and thank you for joining us this morning.
It is a lovely morning. We had some rains in the city, and we should be checking in with the forecaster in just a few. Yeah, things happen. You know how it is. You know how it is. But it's a lovely Wednesday morning, and we hope that in your neck of the wood, everything is going just the way you planned it. We had some rains in the city.
That's right, and we're going to find out what that means for the rest of the day. We have Angelia Guy on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Angelia.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good, and you?
Not too bad. So it seems to be a rainy morning in the city, or we at least had some rains. What does that mean for our forecast for today?
Okay, we are expecting a few showers around the country later today. Isolated thunderstorms at first, and then increasing this evening to have some showers and a few thunderstorms over most of the country.
Okay. And so what does that mean for the 24-hour forecast?
Okay, we're expecting some cloudy spells today, and then for skies to be mostly cloudy tonight. We expect a few showers and isolated thunderstorms mostly over central areas this morning, and then some more showers and a few thunderstorms to affect most of the country this afternoon and evening.
And our winds?
Our winds will be from the east and northeast at 10 to 20 knots.
All right. And what about people headed out to sea?
Right now there is no caution out.
Okay. And our high temperatures for today?
Okay, high temperatures today will reach about 84 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 86 inland, and 80 in the hills. So very mild temperatures.
Yeah.
And tonight, the low temperatures will range from a cool 80 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 75 inland, and 68 in the hills.
Okay. And our extended forecast, how long are these showers going to be sticking around?
Okay, we're expecting still a few showers and isolated thunderstorms to occur mostly over central and southern areas tomorrow morning. And then by afternoon or evening, we expect activity to decrease and become generally fair again.
Okay. And just to be clear, we're just expecting showers and rains here or there, or we're going to have a very wet day?
Not very wet right now. Maybe later this afternoon or evening.
Okay.
Should increase.
Yeah. All right. And looking out into the tropics, it's the last leg of the hurricane season.
Yes, it continues to be quiet. Nothing is expected during the next few days.
All right. That's great news. Well, thank you very much for that update.
You're welcome.
You have a great day.
Thank you, too.
All right.
All right, well, you heard it from the forecaster, Shania Guy. You know
Angelia Guy.
Angelia, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
we get mixed up at times. They're lovely people, and we're so thankful that we are able to get updates from them on a timely basis. One of the things that she mentioned is, and it will stick, of course, people will tell you, oh, my God, coming out of work and it rains, that's one of the worst things. She mentioned that coming on to later on this evening, we might be able to see some more showers. So we want for you to keep that in mind and be prepared.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to move into some morning motivation, and we have our eye-opener for this morning. And our eye-opener, taken from dailyom.com, goes like this. When we take ownership of our thoughts, we are less likely to project our issues or disowned qualities onto others. We all have issues, as well as undesirable qualities or traits that we don't like about ourselves. Most of us realize that we are not perfect and that it is natural to have unpleasant thoughts, motivations, desires, or feelings. However, when a person does not acknowledge these, they may ascribe those characteristics to someone else. deeming other people instead as angry, jealous, or insecure. While we can try to avoid people we know who engage in projecting their stuff onto others, we can't always steer clear of such encounters. We can, however, deflect some projections through mindfulness and meditation. A useful visual tool is to imagine wrapping ourselves in a protective light every day. At other times, we may have to put up a protective shield when we feel a projection coming our way, reminding ourselves that someone else's issues are not ours. Although it's difficult not to react when we are the recipient of a projection, it is a good idea to try to remain calm and let the other person know if they're being unreasonable and disrespectful. We all know that it's not fun to be dumped on. Likewise, we should be mindful that we don't take our own frustrations out on others.
You know, I really like this. It takes some cognizance. It takes for people to understand that we all do have feelings, and especially for the last part there, we all know that it is not fun to be dumped on, and you know, at times we do dump on folks.
Yeah.
It happens. We all have feelings, and we've got to be cognizant of each other's feelings and how we judge each other. You know, we're not perfect. We all have issues, as well as undesirable qualities or traits that we don't like about ourselves. We do have that. And some folks would project that to you. You know what? I would be better, or it could be better dealt with this way. Until we meet folks who are able to tell us that, things will continue to roll out the way it is.
Yeah. I think it's a level of honesty that you have to have with yourself, and a level of emotional maturity.
That's primary.
And here's the thing. What I like about the eye opener, what it opens with, is that we are not happy all the time.
No, we're not.
We have good days, we have bad days, we have in-between days, we have challenging days.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I think sometimes people try to mask the negative energies, and they just come out in other ways. They come out in the frustration you project onto other people, or the negative or nasty behavior you have towards other people.
Yeah.
I don't think, it's interesting, yesterday I met someone, they're like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And clearly they were surprised, because your normal generic answer is
I'm okay.
I'm
very
great.
Good. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
great. I'm good. Yes.
Yeah, but I've been sick, and so I think that sometimes we feel that it's almost unnatural to acknowledge that we're not in a good place, and it could be over many things. And I think that when we can have the emotional maturity to say, okay, right now is not a good day, I'll acknowledge it for myself.
Yeah.
That helps me, because then I won't take that energy and dump it on other people.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about the eye opener. I think that we all have to be clear with ourselves that, okay, if I'm not having a good day, I need to be more careful that I'm not putting that onto other people.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think that when people do that, and we encounter it all the time, people who are in a really bad place and they put off all that energy onto you instead of dealing with it for themselves or acknowledging it, we got to toughen up a bit. We have to have that clear thought that, okay, what their behavior is saying something about them and not about me. I can't take it personal. And so I think that that's also where we have to be able to have that sense of clarity, because it's going to happen. There are people who really just don't know how to cope with their emotions, and they can be nasty everywhere where they go. And it takes a bit of developing that sense of separation, saying, okay, well, that really had nothing to do with me. That is all about them.
I think, and I'd like for folks to know that it's okay to say that you're not okay, because that's actually honesty, like you mentioned. I think that, it's primary that we're honest with ourselves. And as long as we're able to be honest with ourselves, we'll be able to be honest with each other. The other thing about that, though, is that people should be able to reckon, or people should be able to accept that you're saying, I'm not okay. Because us, for instance, you're out there, you say, I know okay, you might be stush, or you might be. To me, it's okay to say, we're not okay. We're only human beings and we're not perfect. And I'm talking here across the board, everybody. Don't say that somebody is being a certain way because they're saying they're not okay. We're human beings. At times, we just want to relax, or we just want to be able to, we're sick. You know, it's totally okay to say you're not okay.
Yeah, and don't project onto other people. That's the clear thing. And don't take other people's projections personally.
Yeah, and that's the final part indeed. Don't take other people's projections for granted, or just say, oh, you know the beat all right. No? Right now we're okay. I feel sick. I've got the flu. So and for right now though, while we're not feeling too okay, it's still all right. Now, should we steel turd? I'm looking at it. It's still okay for us to say that we're not okay, and so that's how we feel at this particular point. And if you've got that feeling as well, it is okay.
All right, so we got to get moving into our show and shifting gears from our morning motivation. It's time for a little bit of morning tea. And that's where we kind of start up some conversations, and sometimes it's a little controversial. Sometimes it's just about talking about what's happening and issues that people like discussing. So today's morning tea is all about what are your top 3 Christmas treats.
Whoa. Should I say mine?
Yeah.
Well, top 3 Christmas treats, those would be, I like Christmas. That cake don't want treat. I love Christmas cake. And I prefer white
I think
cake.
that's a debate on its own before you answer it.
Yeah.
Are you black or white?
That's
Are
a
you
good
black
debate.
with fruit or without fruit? Are you white with fruit or without fruit?
I am
That's a
white,
whole debate
and I don't
on
want
its
no
own.
fruit. That's me. That's one
You're
of the
white with no
Christmas
fruit?
treats. White with no fruit. I love Christmas cake, but no
It's
fruit.
not Christmas.
And I
That's
want some red Fanta with that.
That's just like cake.
Next thing I like, second Christmas treat would definitely have to be some eggnog. I love that.
Rum popo.
Rum popo, yes.
Thank you.
Rum popo. And my third ham na one treat.
Of course.
I tell you, ham come from a ham, Marlene. You know, come from a pig, and I love ham.
Yeah.
So those
me
are my
too.
3.
Me
So
too.
rum popo, white cake, and ham. You look up. You're looking up. You're looking up.
Yeah. I'm trying to. I mean, Christmas is just all about the food.
I
There's
know,
just
right?
so much.
Yeah.
So, definitely ham. That's number 1.
Yes.
Like everybody knows, I think who knows me knows that I love
Ham.
Christmas ham.
Oh my goodness.
Good Christmas ham.
Yes.
I think for the actual Christmas dinner itself too, I love stuffings. I love good stuffings as
Oh my
well.
God.
That's just, and luckily we get to have that beyond just Christmas as well.
Yeah.
I guess my third one, that's a tough call because I do love sweets. I'm not a huge fan of like the cakes, the Christmas cakes.
So you make a smile too hard. I hurt.
I do, a part of what, it'd have to be sweet. It'd have to be something sweet. So I guess it'd be pie.
Pie?
Yeah, like I make a pecan pie for Christmas. I love my own
Okay,
pie. That's
yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
But I do love it.
Look, nothing is wrong with that. There are a lot of
Yeah.
people who make their own stuff and say, you know what,
Yeah.
I love it. It's just delicious.
Yeah.
So you're.
Well, I loved it so much and I couldn't find it very often. And so I started making my own. So I love it.
So you're a pie, pecan pie, ham,
Yeah.
and which the last one?
And stuffing.
And stuffings.
Christmas stuffings.
All right. I could throw in cranberry.
Yeah, but,
Oh my
but nobody
goodness.
really makes that. I have
Delicious.
one sister that actually makes it.
She
but
makes her own
Yeah,
cranberry?
but most people don't make it.
Yeah, it's a shop away. It's just right there in a can, and then you open that and.
But it's the
Oh my
perfect
goodness.
complement.
It's so delicious.
We gotta stop talking about food. It's not breakfast
Yes,
time.
so
You
please
may be
move
having
on.
breakfast at home, but we're not, and we got a show to move into as well.
Yeah.
But go ahead and share. Start the conversation for today about your favorite Christmas food. All right.
And we need to move on indeed. We've got 3 wonderful segments lined up here for you. The first one, unmasking violence. This is going to be a very important conversation, and we hope that you could stay with us and listen to it. Testimonial, Love, and Rage book launch. So they'll be launching a book coming up in the first segment.
All right, the second part of the show, Shell Belize is going to be talking about the Christmas promotions. So we're going to find out what kind of deals you can take advantage of as the Christmas time approaches.
And in our third and final segment for this morning, we will be meeting our Belizean heroes.
Woo-hoo.
Now, these young ladies, they went to Costa Rica and they did a number. We've got the U18 volleyball, national volleyball team. They will be in with us this morning. I can't wait, Marlene, to hear what had occurred in Costa Rica.
All right, so that is the lineup for today. We're going to go ahead and take our first break.
Before that break, we've got to say happy birthday to a special someone. And that special someone is none other than Cordell Gonzalez. Happy birthday to you, my man. Happy birthday to you, buddy. Coming from all of us here at Channel 5, all of us here on Open Your Eyes.
All right, and with that, we'll be going to a break and we'll get our conversation started right after. So please stay tuned.
With over
welcome back to Open Your Eyes on this lovely Wednesday morning, and we're about to venture off into our first segment for the morning, Unmasking Violence, Testimonial, Love and Rage book launch. We've got the individual in with us, a lovely lady, by the way, and she's none other than Tricia Logan, author.
Thank you. Hi.
Tricia, it's so nice to meet you. Good
Thank
morning.
you. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And of course, welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, listening to or just reading, because we normally get what we're going to go through for the day, and reading it, it is a very touching subject. And this morning, while introducing it, one of the things that I mentioned is it is a very important topic as well,
Certainly
because
is.
this is happening as we speak.
That's right.
Of domestic violence in the home, and those impacted are, of course, the person being dealt with or violently dealt with, and of course the children, if there are children involved, the entire family. We'd like to hear your story.
Before we do, though, I wanted to kind of set the backdrop here. Tricia, thank you for being here.
Thank
and,
you.
and you are launching a book called
Yes.
Love and Rage. This fits into what is the 16 Days of Activism, themed unmasking the many faces of gender-based violence. And you are a survivor.
That's right.
And you have gone beyond just talking about your story to documenting your story.
That's right.
Yeah. So we want to hear all about your story and why you ventured into the book. But we do have a trailer that you've made for the
That's
book.
right.
Yeah.
Certainly it is.
So
Thanks
if-
to Little June.
I know
Love
Little
it.
June, who we
Little
had on the show.
Afro Punta, Little
Yeah.
June, my baby. Yes.
Yeah.
He's like a son to me. Thanks to him.
So let's
And so the trailer really does help us to kind of understand the background of what
That's right.
happened. So if you'll allow us, we can go ahead
Definitely.
and get the trailer running so that people can see just a little bit about the book. And as you said, Little June, who's like a son to you,
Yes.
he produced this?
Yes, and he's also planning to do a movie on it.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
so he's working on that, but as you know, his career is
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a busy guy.
very,
He's a
very busy guy,
Who
yeah.
was with us, I think, about 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
And just about 3 weeks ago, and he was talking about big things coming up. And it's
Yes.
so nice that you guys could do a collab
Correct.
on making this.
He's
this
so
one
humble,
possible.
you know, that's what I love about him, because he's this big artist now,
Yeah.
but so humble.
All right, so Little June helped put together this trailer for your book, and we're going to take a look at that
Yes,
now.
thank you.
And then we have to tell a story and then show it.
Oh.
hala hala gu hala mama ya hala hala gu hala 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 hala.
trailer of Love and Rage, the basis of the story of Love and Rage, and the basis of Tricia Logan's story.
Yes.
Tricia, that was very difficult to watch. And, you know, we are grateful that you are here with us and that you survived that incident,
Yeah.
and now you can talk about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very hard. As you could see, this happened to me 21 years ago, and I still kind of get emotional
Yeah.
about it. So, you know, but it's become easier
Yeah.
and easier. It became easier to talk about it, you know. And if you could see, like the doctor told me, if he had hit me 1 more inch to my temple,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
And I had 2 kids that I had to worry about.
Yeah.
So when women say, I stay because of my children, no, you do not. Don't stay because of them. You're actually damaging their life.
Yeah.
My son, my oldest son, I think was about 6 or 7. That was the best thing I ever did, was get away from this person.
Yeah.
And he said it. He said, Mom, you wouldn't have been here to see me
Yeah.
grow up, you know. And my youngest child was only 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
So when he did this to me, I was bleeding all the way down on my legs. Blood was running down. He was kicking me with the steel boots, stamping me in my belly. And I had my baby just 2 weeks old. Wow. So this is exactly what I looked like.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Tricia, everything in that story is based on real life.
On real life. I
Yeah.
didn't spare anything. I'm not playing a victim as
Yeah.
I was so innocent. No, I didn't spare anything. I put everything in there because no matter what you do, no one deserves to be beaten the way I was beaten.
Yeah.
No one.
Let me just ask, how did you even get out of that room alive? That was a what do you call it? The tire
Iron.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I have to say by God's grace,
Yeah.
because one of my friend that stayed with me actually came and knocked on the door, and that's when it stopped, because at that time he was really beating me. I was begging for him to stop. My 2-week-old baby was in the crib screaming as he felt. I'm pretty sure he felt what was going on, and she suspected, and she ran to tell my mom. And that's when my mom, as you see in the trailer, my mom came and she kept banging, and she said, if you do not open this door right now, I'm going to call the cops, which anyway she did. And it's because of her, she saved my life. She literally saved my life. And for a lot of people to understand, I pushed my mom away while I was going through this. But my mom, no matter what I said or what I did, she never gave up on me. She was there, and this is one of the reasons every interview that I do, I keep begging people, don't give up on your friend or your family member, because sometimes it's just that one time that they need to know you'll be there no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of still intense.
Tricia, I'm a man, you know, and I'm looking at the situation, and for the most part, they'll say that we hide our emotions. I don't. I don't hide mine, and I've learned by sitting here with Marlene and sitting there with Jenny. I've learned to bring that out. I'm looking at this situation, and we know there are a lot of people going through it right now. It's happening as we speak. Why did you feel it's so important to come on out and speak about this? Why wasn't there a fear behind your head to say, you know what, I'm gonna stay in because I don't want for people to judge me? I think this is very important for folks to know.
Okay, yes. The reason this book got written was exactly what you said. I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. I didn't think that I deserved any sympathy or anything like that. Not that I'm looking for any. However, when I was typing one day, I just went in front of the computer, and I started pouring out all my pain, everything that I couldn't say to anyone. And I'm like, this computer will not judge me. You know, it's like the worst thing you can ever do is judge someone that's in a domestic violence, calling them names. You know, you're stupid for being with that guy. You deserve what you get. no, don't do that. You never know what the circumstances is. And so my therapy was this book. I wrote this book 21 years ago.
Wow.
And I never published it. I would, whenever I feel anything, I would just continue typing and typing and typing. And my mom and my kids they found out about the book, and they were like, Mom, you need to put it out there so people could understand. You don't know who you can help. And it took my mom's death for me to say, okay, I'm going to dedicate this book to her.
Yeah.
It's actually, if she hadn't passed away, I don't think I would have got the courage still to publish this. But because I wanted to honor her, she's also a domestic violence survivor. I grew up in a home like that, and I hated it. I hated it. And my brother ended up standing up to my dad because of this situation. And I was like, we're not going to be kids forever.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll be able to grow up, and we will defend our mom.
Yeah.
And guess what you do? You put your child in danger.
Yeah, you
Because
do.
if your son stand up and kill your dad, your husband, then what? Your son end up in jail. So you got to think about that.
But Tricia,
Let me just
Sure.
say one thing. I think what you said is so important because it's actually one of the dangers of staying in a violent relationship. When you see it growing up, you're more likely to accept it.
Correct.
In relationships, like this
That's
is
right.
this is one of the precursors to how you become a subjected to
victim.
this type of violence. So you said your mom also survived a violent relationship, and then you ended up in one yourself.
Myself.
And it was you said it was a relationship for about 2 years, and you saw the signs of violence early. That's part of where people on the outside, they can't understand what makes a person stay. Why stay when you're unsafe? How do you use your experience to try to help other people to see that point of view?
The reason a lot of us, well, you keep hearing my kids, which I like I said, that's not a good reason.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I stayed in the relationship was because he ended up, once that's not working anymore, they start attacking your parents. He would be like, I'm going to cut your mom's brakes. He was a mechanic. Then they're going to hurt. If your dad come around, I'm going to hurt him. If he's hurting me that you supposedly love, what would make him stop from hurting my mom? Or my friend that's taking up for me. You've seen it happen many times.
Yeah.
A lot of friends would take up for their friends, and then they get hurt themselves.
Yeah.
So what you do, and this is a lot of things that people don't understand, we stay with this person thinking we're protecting you. Wow. I'm thinking I'm protecting my mom. It's like, I got myself into this. Let me deal with it. Why get my mom involved, or why put my mom in a position for her to get hurt? And that's the reason, one of the main reasons I stayed. And what I
So
did.
you were fearful that he was going to hurt someone else.
Correct.
So threat to family.
Correct.
That's one of the reasons
Threat
why
to
you say.
families and friends that you love. And before you know it, you're isolated. Because now I don't want you to get hurt, or I don't want my
So
mom to get
keep
hurt.
them away.
So you just keep everybody away. And I was this fun part. As you could see, I used to love go and dance and party and all that. Suddenly all of that stopped. Because if you're dancing with a friend, he's upset. If you, for no reason, I mean, this is how he met you, but then all of the control started. Why are you wearing this? Why are you doing this? What time are you going to be back? Why did you stay so long? In the book, I have a lot of lists of that signs. I made sure I put the list of signs. And it explains this, how it starts, because sometimes it's just a little shove, or see the warning signs on there.
Yeah.
I make sure I put all of that in there, so when you read the book, you could start seeing if, am I going through this? Give you a heads up on what to look for, the signs that you can look for.
And you've even gone far enough to put some of the support systems that
Correct.
are available in Belize
In
as
the
well.
back. Correct, for America and Belize.
Yeah.
You stayed the relationship was for 2 years.
About approximately 2 years,
Approximately 2 years. So it occurred and reoccurred over and over again.
That's right.
At what point did this come to an end? What was that driving force?
The driving force was when the doctor said, you were 1 inch away from your life. If he had gone 1 inch more to your temple, you wouldn't have been here. And you have 2 kids to live for. They were babies.
Yeah.
That made me open my eyes. They come in my first for me. And Tony and Justin was my life at that time. Well, how are they going to survive? He wasn't going to take care of them. How am I going to survive?
Within the 2 years, and this is very important, within that 2 years, why not make complaints within that 2 years? And, some folks might say, oh, why you ask that question? Why you don't ask, But I think it's very important because there are people who are doing it right now and they're afraid.
Correct.
So why not make the complaint on the first time?
It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of time you could say, oh, exactly what you just said. However, again, it goes back to the fear, the threats of hurting your loved ones. And, you don't want anybody else. And then the shame. One of the main parts you keep quiet is the shame.
Yeah.
You're so ashamed of what you're going through because I considered myself a strong woman. Ever since I know myself, I've been working for my own money. And he went to the point where when I was working, he would go to my job as I get paid, take away all my money from me, have no money for the rent, no money for the food for my kids. So that fear that he would show up at your job, I remember an incident clearly. I was working and he showed up and he's like, I need to talk to you. And by the time we got to a secluded area in the building, I got a punch to my face. The money was snatched out my hand. So things like that happens. And believe me, and you keep thinking, if he could do this to me and he says he loves me, what wouldn't he do to someone else?
And that's where I think that the title of the book is so fitting. It's Love and Rage. Because very often when we look at the situation of domestic violence, if you don't know what's happening behind closed doors, it looks like love.
Yeah, correct.
They look like a happy couple in public. And unless you're a neighbor or you're close to the person, or unless you pay very close attention to the type of behavior between each other, it may look normal.
That's right.
And I think that's
And
where
I think us as women are good actresses in a sense because we can
we
hide
don't want
our
other
pain.
people to know anything about what's happening in our lives. The part that becomes very difficult for people, and I'm so glad you mentioned it early on, is that we often talk about domestic violence in a cycle, which means, and that's why we say break the cycle. It's like you want to leave, you may leave, you go back, you think about leaving, you start to plan, you don't, and the whole thing of staying. Sometimes the police gets involved and you still go back. But it's that way because of all the fear and controlling and manipulation that's taken place. And that cycle oftentimes makes everybody who loves you get frustrated.
That's true.
They're like, I'm trying to help Tricia, but Tricia doesn't want to help herself.
Correct.
Or what
You're
am I
so
supposed to do? And
the difference with the difference with here and America, that's the one thing I gotta say. We need to bring those laws from America here in Belize. Because once you make a complaint, you cannot take it back. There's evidence, that's it. You go into jail. And thanks to O.J. Simpson's law that came up because of that domestic violence, I think you heard about O.J. Simpson. And that's the law that Belize need to bring in, is that once they make that complaint and there's evidence of domestic violence, don't take, because a lot of the women here in Belize depend, and that's what I keep hearing all over, they depend on these men.
Yes.
And that's the reason they take this abuse. I thank God, grew up, I was in Belize till I was about 16. I moved to America in '88. But even when I was there, I didn't know of all the help you can get in America. Like I said, it's so different. They have shelters, here it's limited. And I've been trying to work with Haven House. I'm supporting by giving them donations when I sell a book. They get part of my proceeds of what I make. And, you know, I've sent barrel. I have 2 more sitting in my living room to send to help these women as much as I can. And I believe that the law in Belize needs to change. We need to stand up and do something about that. And I'm willing to do anything that is in my possession to help change the life I can. Believe me, that's one of my dream to come here. A lot of women might hate me. I know the hate comes because they're like, oh, leave our men alone. I've been there. So you can hate me, but I love you enough to try and fight for you, because you're behind closed doors and you haven't gotten that strength to come out and speak. Well, I'm speaking for you. I want to do anything I can to help to change the laws here in Belize if I can.
You know, Tricia, one of the, you said that you were reluctant to make the complaint because you were fear for family, loved one, and friends. But here, I feel that the number one reason, this is my thought, the number one reason why women would stay in a domestic violence is because of the children. I wake up in the morning, he would help with getting the child ready for school. And so I am not able to leave there because then it makes up some time. This is ridiculous. But what's your advice, especially if you see signs, there are children involved, they will be hurt, you will be hurt.
Correct.
What's your advice to these ladies or to these females in terms of, or to these mothers, that, you know what, don't stay there for the child or the time that is being made up or the little help that you're getting. You need to move on out. What do you say to this?
You know, I want to use myself as an example.
Yes.
Look at me. This could have been something that could have allowed me to go into drugs, give up on life. I'm not going to lie to you. I almost committed suicide behind this. But guess what? I took the positive route. You can make it. We as women, we are strong. Believe me, you don't know how strong you are, but we are strong. I've got my own business. I had my own show, One-on-One with Trisha Logan. It's on YouTube. You know, I've completed a lot of my dreams. And recently I opened my own restaurant in Los Angeles called Christina's, dedicated to my mom in Los Angeles. So I didn't need a man to do that. However, I have a good husband. There are good men out there. I'm not knocking every man out there. They have good men. So if that's what you're worried about, a good man might come in your life. But don't stay with the one that abuse you, because they don't love you. And again, don't use the kids as an excuse. Belize has, I drive, I don't walk. I drive around Belize. And I see a lot of these women out there selling food and stuff. That's, to me, is powerful. Even though you're standing out there on a street side selling tacos, that's a start. That's a start. You don't, depending on a man, you're doing it yourself. And believe me, it feels good. It feels so good. So that's my suggestion to you. Try it. You know, your first thing is seek help. Seek help. You cannot love someone more than you love yourself. There's no way in chance you can do that. Maybe your kids, you can love your kids more than you love yourself, but not another man that's beating you. So I would suggest get some help. That's my first thing.
And you know, I think you even have the added experience of having been a child seeing domestic violence.
That's
and I think, you know, where John spoke of the help part, I think some women just want to give their child the opportunity to have a father and a mother and father, you know, the stereotypical home.
What kind of example? What kind of, what's the word you want to call it? You can't admire someone like that. You're looking at someone, I, at one point, had that hatred for my dad. I looked at him as a monster, not as a hero, or, you know, you admire your dad, or like how I admire my mom. You know, anyone could come and sit around the table and she would feed every and anyone. My dad was like a monster, you know what I mean? That's what I look at him. So talk to your kids. You'll realize.
Even if it happens behind closed doors, the kids know.
The kids know.
How did you garner the support after pushing away the family, after pushing away the loved ones, because you rightly wanted to save them from what you were going through. How did you garner back that support? And what's your advice to folks to garner support once again? Because you did mention you need support. You need support. Your
support.
husband right now
Correct.
is your number one supporter besides your children. How do you garner support?
Well, my mom never left. And the thing with her, she knew. As much as I try to hide it, because she's been there, so she knew. And she always tell me, I don't care what you do. I don't care how much you chase me. I'm going to be here when you need me.
Yeah.
And she was. However, later on, after people realized when I ended up in the hospital an inch away from my life, people start realizing. A lot of them didn't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't even know what I was going through. They were like, really?
Because an abuser doesn't look like an abuser in public.
He was one of the sweetest guy you could be around. He's fun when when you're around him. He's partying, drinking, having fun. You wouldn't know that was a lot of his friends. Now, when the book came out, they were like, really? And that's how it is. They hide it just as well as we do.
And you said, and I think this is key for family members, because nothing breaks my heart more than when we report on stories where women lose their lives and family members say, we tried to get her out, we tried to get her to make reports, all these other things. And as I said before, it can be so frustrating as an outsider, but your mom just never left
gave
your
up.
side.
That's the thing, and that's the key.
Till the day she saved you.
There's gonna be a day, and I keep saying this too as well, over and over. Don't force them, because the more you force, you ever hear that saying? What are they saying? How we go?
Quicksand situation.
Something where the more you tell them, the more
okay.
you stay, something like that. And the more you keep forcing them, their shame is like, no, I can handle it. They back off.
Yeah.
And so all you need to do is let them know, I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
My mom did that for me, and she saved my life. He left me for dead. You imagine 2 weeks, if as a woman, we have children, 2 weeks old, you're bleeding still from postpartum, all that. And then for someone to stamp you in your belly over and over with steel boots and kicking you, all that blood rushing down your legs, all your blood on your face, what you're seeing there is what actually happened.
Yeah.
And I was bleeding so much that I could have lost my life.
Yeah.
Not only from the beating where he almost hit me to my temple,
From the
but from the hemorrhage. So you could imagine I just have a baby and you can do that to me.
And the baby was in the
Room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a lot. Just don't leave. Just be there. That's all I'm asking.
So don't
sooner
push
or later.
too much.
Don't push too much.
But check in and let
Yes.
them know you'll be there.
That's it. That's the key.
That's the
That's
support.
the key. That's the support system saying, okay, she's true. Because sometimes people can say, oh, yes, they're your friend and thing. And then when I done, I go gossip about it,
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just be a true friend. I'm going to be there. You need me. Sometimes just a hand touch. And you know what? You need me, I'm here. That's all they need to hear.
What about people calling the police? I know this situation very often in Belize. It's a small country. We're not as neighborly as we used to be. So you hear and you suspect something happening next door. I want to call the police, but then, I don't want to get in anybody's business or cause problems. What do you say to the bystanders?
Don't just stand up there and see something going on and don't do anything.
Yeah.
In America, they have this word where they say, see something, say something.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
You might save that person's life, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying they might hate me because I'm trying to advocate against domestic violence, but I may save your life, or someone may save your life. If you see something and you don't want to get involved, make that call and say, you know what, this is what I see, but once you make that call, and again, Belize need to change the law. If you make a report or you walk in there and you make a report, that's someone seeking help.
Yeah.
But then guess what? They have to go home to that man, and that man know you made a report.
So he's
guess what's
gonna-
gonna happen?
Yeah.
So what am I gonna do? Withdraw the report? No, no. You need to make a law where once that report come in, take pictures. As I still have the scars.
Wow.
You see these scars?
Right there, yes.
These I still have them. This remind me every day of what could happen. My husband, I have to say that sometimes the abusee becomes the abuser, because at one point I had to be like, I was so defensive against my husband. Again, I was lucky. I got a good man that no matter what I said or what I did, he was still by my side. So
Yeah.
again, they have good men out there that would support you. But you have to be able to say, I need help. We
Yes.
cannot help you if you don't say that.
Yes.
And since I launched this book in Los Angeles, I've been talking to people all the way here in Belize
Yeah.
that has reached out to me. And I
Survivors?
don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm on there texting with them.
Yeah.
That's saving lives.
And what do you tell them when somebody reaches out to you and say, you know, because actually leaving is one of the scariest things.
It
and
is.
it's actually the most
The-
dangerous part
Correct.
of being a
domestic-
victim or in a domestic abusive relationship. So when someone's talking to you and they're like, I'm scared to leave, I'm scared for the kids, I'm scared for my family, what do you tell them?
One of the main things I do, I listen to them as much as, obviously you want to say, just get out.
Yeah.
But since I've been there, I know that's not gonna work. So I listen, and then I would ask them question. Think about it. Do you love yourself?
Yeah.
If they have kids, think about it. Do you love your kids? Do you want to see your child get married? Things like that. Then they would make a little comment. Then I would, and we go from there. You have to take it easy. It's like someone that's feeble. Like you have to take your time.
Yeah.
And then I would start talking about, why don't you try to go get help?
Yeah.
Why don't you go to the, go to the mental health? Oh, I don't think I'm crazy. I'm like, okay, guess what? This is what I did.
Yeah.
Try it. Maybe it might work for you. If
Yeah.
it doesn't, there's always a way you can try to heal yourself without even letting anyone know. This is how I healed myself, in a way. Obviously, I still needed more later on, but by me bringing out my story, it's helped me.
It's a way, it's a venting point.
Correct.
Yes.
And
And finally, for me, I know time is not on our side, but I think one of the things that you made mention of, which is very important, is how dealing with yourself afterwards, because you've got a good supporting cast in your husband.
and my kids.
But you would go as far as to say, I was a broken woman because I was abused. But now I've got a good supporting cast and a husband, and now I might be rebellious to him.
That's right.
How do you deal with this? And because there are a lot of women right now that would say, I don't want to go get in another relationship because I'm so afraid. Or I'm in a relationship and I don't know how to deal with him because I might be rebellious. How do you deal with this?
Well, we're married 11 years now, 12 years together. And my husband, he laughs when I give this story, because I used to sleep with a knife under my pillow.
Wow.
And he knew it. That's how scared I was. And it's like I wouldn't sleep soundly. And he would just like reach over and hold me, and I would jump, And he just took the time and the patience to be with me, or to allow me to go off on him sometimes, I have to say, because sometimes if he talks loud. And if he talks too loud, I get defensive.
Yeah.
It's like if he would walk up behind me and slap me on my butt, I would like ready to fight, know.
Yeah.
But it got easier and easier, because he never lifted his hand on me or never hit me. And no matter what, I love you and I'm not going anywhere. And he's proven that for this 12 years.
Yeah.
So now I don't sleep with a knife under my bed or my pillow. And it's become so much easier. But it is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard. But
And you got help.
I got help.
Yeah.
Yes. And I tell these women, you have to heal. Don't jump into another relationship right away. Heal.
Yeah.
You need to heal. You need to get to know who you are before you can start another relationship. I don't recommend you jump into a relationship immediately after if you leave this abusive one. And not all men are the same. Please remember that.
Yeah.
So if that's what your problem is, worrying about being alone, you'll find someone.
Yeah.
So you are launching the book this week.
Correct.
All over the country, in fact. You're here today. You're going to be at the Leo Bradley Library.
That's correct.
Okay, and tell us where else you're going to be so people can meet you, talk to you, share the story, and get the book.
I will be tomorrow in Orange Walk. I don't remember the names of the library. Oh,
Yeah.
there they are.
So you'll be at Sandy Hunter Library
tomorrow, and then in Cayo on the 2nd of December, and then Belmopan I'll be on the 4th of December, and then Dangriga. I know a lot of people were calling me, wanting me to go to Stan Creek. I guess they couldn't figure the library was not available for the time, so then I leave back to Los Angeles on the 10th.
And the cost of the book?
It's 30 US, but I'm doing it 40 Belize for right now to try to get it out there.
Yeah.
And like I said, some of the proceeds is going to be for Haven House.
Yeah.
Like I want to help Haven House, you know, so because they're helping these women, and I want to help as much as I can.
And you are helping everyone in terms of being able to have us understand what happens to a person
Yes.
in an abusive relationship, how you can survive beyond that
Yes.
relationship. And, you know, I just want us to close with you talking to the woman who's at home right now, who's watching, who identifies with your story, who is scared for their life of leaving, but scared for their life if they stay. What would you say to them?
Is there a way you could show maybe the last clip on the trailer?
We'll put it up online.
And
Yeah.
online? Okay.
But just if you could briefly
Yes,
speak
what
to
I
them.
would say, if you have no one you can trust, I am willing, and I'm being honest and I'm talking from my heart, reach out to me. You could go on my Facebook, Trisha Logan, my Facebook is open. You can message me like some of you have done. If you need someone to talk to, I'm also going to say reach out to Mindy Pratt. She's a wonderful lady. She works at Haven House, domestic violence. Reach out to her, and believe me, anything you say to her, no one else will know. You know, if you have a friend that you know, just let them know you'll be there, no matter what. Don't judge, don't, you know, just say I'll be there. I'm here whenever you need me. Just reach out to someone. That's the only way we can help you. Reach out to someone, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, Tricia, thank you for coming in. Thank you for
Thank you
sharing your
so
story
much.
with us.
Thank you for
And
having
thank
me.
you for documenting it in the book. The book is called Love and Rage. And you can find, we'll be posting the locations that she'll be launching throughout the week. If you want to stop in and talk to her or pick up the book.
Yes.
But thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by representatives of Sol Belize Limited to talk about their Christmas promotions. So please stay tuned.
On this edition of Caribbean Passport, we relive highlights of CARIFESTA 14's opening ceremony. Lots to do, lots to see as we explore Destination Barbados. And we continue our look into the Sustainable Tourism Conference held in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All this and more, right here on this station.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are now moving into our second segment for the morning. Sol Belize Limited, they're in with us and they've got some Christmas promotions going on. And what better way to find out more than from them themselves? We've got in with us Zaidi Bouman Badio, who is a marketing and retail sales executive, and Clinton Montero, who is a customer service representative. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You guys,
Yes.
one of the things we do on a Wednesday is that we do a pre-Fun Friday. So we're picking out Mr. Montero to do a dance for us, the soul dance.
Wow. The soul dance.
You ready? No.
No, you're catching him by surprise right now.
That's a part of the Christmas sprung. Guys, good morning once again. Right. Christmas is here. Sol is
Look
here.
at the relief.
I knew it.
No, but from the time I heard him start with that whole conversation, I said, oh God, what is going to say now?
I'm sorry. So Christmas is here. Sol is here. Shell, you guys have got some big promotions going on. So let's jump on into those. What's going on?
Yeah, well, first of all, just want to say that so we hold the license for Shell.
Mm-hmm.
So all the Shell stations actually work. It's part of the Sol.
Yeah.
So we have a great Christmas promotion happening right now, which we're really excited about, really. Yeah, because, sometimes we think about, increasing sales and all of that, but in the end, you have to make your customers happy. And it's that time of year that you need to give back. Throughout the year, you have loyalty, and we really, really appreciate loyal customers. And for that reason, we have the Christmas promotion. So Clinton will discuss more about the details of the Christmas promotion.
Yes. So, all right. So, we'll in the month of December, we start out by every Monday we give away C-Store credit of $100. C-Store credit, that's our gas station store that's attached to the gas station, and for every
So it's like a gift card that you can use in the store.
Right.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah. And then you would go in and you could get anything from the store at the value of $100. So that's what we start with. Every Monday in December, that is what we're giving away. On the 23rd of December, we're also giving away $1,000 to every single station that we have. We have.
I think you said every person, man.
So we have 9 stations countrywide. So each of the stations will be giving away $1,000 each.
Wow.
Okay.
And then.
How will that be selected?
So at the station, all the tickets that they accumulate, they will select a winner from that.
Yeah. So before that part, with every 50 purchase that you make, you actually get a coupon.
Okay.
So the coupon will look something like this, and on the flip side, then you will have the information you fill out.
All right.
So you just make sure that when every $50, if it's $100 you spend at the site, then you get 2 coupons.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then so you're gonna increase your chance every time you go back. So you fill it out, and then you ensure you go back and put it in the little red box. Just go on site and find the little red box and put the coupons in there. And that is the way you would enter the raffle that we have going.
And so that's how you can be eligible for the $1,000 for each station.
For each station, we started on the 22nd of November, and it will go up until the 17th of January.
Oh, wow.
That you will be able to get a coupon with every $50 spent. And on the 23rd, we'll be giving away $1,000 each. And on the 21st, we'll be drawing our grand prize, which is $12,000.
All the energy in this world.
Yes. I don't know about you guys, but I would be glad for $12,000.
That would clear some serious bills.
It's for us, instead of just focusing on one $12,000 prize, we want to be active throughout the month of December. Hence the reason why we have the $100 credit every Monday in December. Once you purchase, you get a chance to win. And the cool thing about it is that once you, even if you're selected, your name goes back into the big barrel to be able to win the $12,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're very excited about it because we want every person to feel that Christmas spirit, and I'm sure even $100 credit from the C-store is a lot. I mean, you could get car materials in there. You can get lubricants for your car, and of course, Shell lubricants would be best.
Zay and Clinton, check this out. So with this $12,000. Actually, will be drawn on January 21st.
Yeah, that's a great
so the maga season.
Exactly. We're very strategic. We're trying to help our customers.
So the $1,000 is for that last-minute shopping spree.
That's
right.
$12,000 is so that you can recover.
Right.
All the spending that you do in December, you have $12,000 to help you out. Yeah.
So awesome. All right. So even if I win the $100, my ticket goes back in.
Yes,
exactly.
That's right.
So you even get a chance to win the $1,000 as well.
So I could win the 100 gift card. I could win the $1,000 before Christmas, and I could win the
exactly.
I mean, I'd have some crazy luck. But it's possible.
The more you purchase, you increase your chances, right?
Definitely.
And then even for example, I mean, within the actual city, we have 2 Shell stations, one on Central American Boulevard and one on the Philip Golson Highway. So either one, you can go purchase from this one or go purchase from the other one and still get your ticket. And maybe you'd get really lucky and get the $100.
That's right.
But you know
Except those are very busy. I might have to go into one of the towns.
Well, I can tell you this much. There are a lot of people who are loyal to elsewhere, right? And this is the reality. Why should I go to Shell? Tell us about the products and why I should choose those products. Because, a lot of people give away $1,000. A lot of people give away $10,000. A lot of people do this and that.
Right.
Why should I purchase products from Shell?
Okay, well, we have 2 main brands. As you would see here, we have the Shell Fuel Save, and we also have the Shell V-Power. V-Power, this is power, So, first, the Shell Fuel Save, that's in our gasoline as well as the diesel.
Cool.
So, we've tested it. Shell has tested it. And we know we're very proud of our fuel because we get to hold our fuel to Shell standards actually is a lot of work and a lot of details. We actually have at the terminal a machine that injects our additives in. So the Shell Fuel Save and Shell V-Power is actually additives that we add to the fuel here in Belize. And then these specs are checked every year to ensure that we're maintaining Shell standards. So Shell Fuel Save is basically, it's designed to last longer. With the price of fuel, you want to make sure you got the bang for your buck. You want to make sure you can go that extra mile or extra kilometer.
Of course.
Then the Shell Fuel Save gasoline is the one for you. So it's been tested by scientists, Shell scientists, and that is the fuel for saving purposes. I mean, we have to be real. We're living in this world that sometimes every penny counts. And that is the perfect fuel for it. So I would urge you to go and test it to see the difference, and then you would make that assumption yourself and that determination yourself. Then we also have the V-Power. As we said, the V-Power is about power, it's about performance. So the V-Power actually has a Dynaflex technology that is actually used to clean out the engines. So nowadays the engines they're made to perform higher, the new engines and more efficient. Now that puts a lot of pressure on the engines because you have higher temperatures, pressure, because you want your engine to perform. So what this does, it helps to clean out the dirt in your valves of the engine.
Excellent.
So we have best of both worlds. Actually, Shell is actually a partner of Ferrari. So all the racer cars, this is the product that they use for their engine performance.
We know how they perform.
Exactly. So we are very proud of our brand. So that's why you have to choose Shell for either fuel safe or if you want best performance. Try our V-Power.
Engine lasts longer, all these things.
Exactly.
And so there are 9 stores throughout the country, you said.
Right.
And so that means 9 opportunities to win if you purchase at those stations.
That's right.
At least $1,000, if not the $100 gift certificate.
Right. And then we have 9 stations right now, as you
Yeah.
mentioned, but also within the next few years, we want to expand that as well. So that's what we're working on.
Yeah.
Saul believes right now in expanding our network across the country because,
Yeah.
you know, we need to be present everywhere. So that's the plan for the next couple of years.
Wow. Imagine driving from San Ignacio, you fill up the San Ignacio. And you
Yeah.
get one ticket. You pull up the Belmont, you get one ticket.
Exactly.
You get one ticket.
But I don't know
Then you
which
get,
car you have when you pull up and you only get
hold
one
on,
ticket,
hold on.
right?
You 50 bucks. Imagine you get a car from San Ignacio and they tell you, hey, you win $100. You win $100 coupon, you get a car from Belmont.
Every station, that's right, yeah.
On the
Yes.
same day. My goodness,
sure,
that's
yeah.
some
Yes.
good luck. That's
Yes.
some good luck too.
So so the more you buy, you increase your chance. And look, you have all of December, you
Yeah.
have half of January
Yeah.
to get in your tickets, and then you will increase your chances of
Yeah.
winning.
This sounds like a win-win deal to
And
me.
so you can get your tickets from now.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
We
available
actually
already.
started
Yeah.
on the 22nd of November.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now at the sites, you will see our attendants wearing the T-shirts.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me show you the T-shirts. Right. So win 12,000 cash
Cash.
and more because it's more. And then you go to the back and you say, "Ask me how to win."
Ah.
Yes. So
So
all the
just
attendants.
in case they forget the ticket or you're rushing away before they could give it to you.
Right. And then we normally have red uniforms, red and yellow uniforms. So
Yeah.
the fact that you would see them in their yellow, then you would say, okay, something is happening there.
Yeah.
So let me go see.
Catches their eye from afar, right?
Sometimes as
Yeah.
Belizeans, we're very inquisitive.
Yeah. That's a nice way of putting it.
T-shirt please give away.
That's right.
They ask you for the free T-shirt next. That's
Yeah, can I get one of those?
Yeah. But that's nice, man. And so it seems like a win-win situation, and now we know exactly why we should choose Shell.
Right.
So our responsibility is that we make sure we get the tickets back into the box.
Exactly.
So
Into
all the
the red
responsibility
box.
you have.
Yeah.
Fill it
Yeah.
out.
Just
But
fill it out.
please put your phone number so we
Yeah.
can
Fill
contact
it
you.
properly.
Yeah.
We don't want to say, okay, Marlene here, and we're like, which Marlene?
That's if you can even read my writing.
It happens.
Yes, please make it as
Yeah,
legible as
it does. It does happen.
Full name, not just first name.
Yeah. And your number.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yes.
please not print, not crab. Print your name.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And
write
have
it out
some people
full.
that do like some little small
Yeah.
letters.
Yeah.
Please try to make it as legible as possible.
Let's do the right thing, man.
Yes.
All right. And so once again, it's not just $50 in fuel. Is it $50 if I purchase within the store as well?
No, it's only in fuel.
Only in fuel.
Only
Okay.
in fuel, then you would get your ticket. Yeah, so for example, we have up north a lot of farmers that would be purchasing, I mean, they have big trucks.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be purchasing $100 in diesel. It would
Yeah.
be a lot more.
lot
So they would be
more, yeah.
getting a lot of tickets and increase their chances as
Excellent.
well.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right.
12,000.
$12,000.
Excellent.
Well,
Just
now
not
got
a-
season most importantly,
It would
right?
help.
So
It would
while,
help.
while we start our morning ride, you could start there. Yeah, right. This is January 21st. All right, cool.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot
So
of
we're
money.
really excited about it, and I really urge all our customers. Thank you very much for
Mm-hmm.
choosing Shell. And if you haven't been to a Shell station, please go. We offer great customer service. Our fuel is of top notch. So
Yeah.
come and try and see what you feel about how you
And
feel about it.
And the perfect time to try is now, where you can be at
And
home.
Yeah, you can win, that's right.
Prizes.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, guys, we thank you for coming in and telling us
thank
all
you,
about
thank
these
you.
promotions. And I know when people go fill up, again, we're going to check out John's car for that $150 pull up.
Put 50 there, put 50 there, put 50
That's
there.
because, no, it's because he fuels at Shell. So he probably does Shell fuel safe, so he always spends $50. And it takes him the extra miles. That's why.
Better, it gives you a higher chance.
That's my prediction.
My
Loving
guess
it.
is it's a scooter.
Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it.
But thank you.
Thank you guys so
and
much.
you.
Clinton, thank you as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so well we have a little parting gift for you guys.
Well, $50 gift card.
So we have we recently did our promotion for Go Green.
Okay.
And I know, I guess you guys know that we would, you know, in Belize we're starting to go that way
Yeah.
where
Yes.
you will have the
Reusable
bags
bags.
in the stores again. So we have reusable bags that we're giving you guys one of each. You could have gotten this from the
Wonder.
station too, but you know,
I
we're
want to
giving you
sling
guys
this
one of
bag.
that. And also you know, as we said, we shall partner
With
with
Ferrari?
so
So we get Ferrari
guys,
kept up?
yeah.
If I won't drive the car.
Right. You just put it like right
You
there.
put it on,
And then
then you
just
go to
sling
a
it back.
station
Yeah.
and put in your V-Power. You're gonna feel
Yeah,
like you're a
that's right.
race car.
I can pretend I'm driving.
Ah, sling mines one. The sling mines, I'll put down the cap one time. So we're good to go,
Thank you
right?
so much. We do appreciate you coming in and telling us all the
you very
details. And I know someone is going to be very happy come January
Yeah.
and even before Christmas with that $1,000 giveaway. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, it is for representatives of our Volleyball Association and members of our National U18 team,
Yes.
the recent silver medalists. So please stay tuned.
Belize Bank.
And welcome back to Open Your Eyes. It is Hump Day. It is a Wednesday, and it's gonna be good. We've got our final topic up next, and these ladies are in with us. We're talking here the Belize National U18 volleyball squad. The weird are the jobs, my God. They're second place actually in the tournament, and they're so good at what they do. But they've got good leaders as well. Now, in to tell us more, we've got Profe Jose Fontes, head coach. Good morning. Buenos dias.
Thank you.
I hope I said it correctly.
Good morning.
All right, here we go. We've got Alan Sharp, who's the president of the Belize Volleyball Association. We've got Iman Safa, player and recipient of the Best Setter Award. We just want for folks to know that.
That's
we've
right.
got Ariane Flores, and we've got Kyra Phillips. Guys, good morning.
Morning.
And
Good
it's nice to have you.
morning.
You better give me one volleyball morning here, what I say. Good morning.
Morning.
Yay! There we go, there we go, there we go. Guys, good morning. It's so nice to have you in.
Yeah.
We know that you guys would have been here, and so we're ready and set for you. Ready? You ready for the set?
Nah. She's the best setter. What do you expect, right?
But we saw how it went. There were videos floating around Facebook, and we were cheering on because we know for a fact the last ingredient in making sure that we are on top is the love from home and support from home. How was it like for you guys? And I want to get to the players first. Alan and Prophet, please relax. Let's get to these ladies. It was an excellent time. How was it for you?
Well, it was a great experience. You know, we really did play hard.
Yeah.
And, you know, we played against, they had countries there with fans and stuff like that, and we did play against the noise because we didn't have that much people there cheering for us. But in my head, like when I play and I see fans cheering for the other team, I just pretend like they're cheering for us.
And for you?
Well, the experience was really, really good because we got to meet new people, and they were so friendly, and I like meeting new people.
Yeah, me too.
And volleyball, well, I love that. So it was really exciting, and the games were really good.
Yeah.
And I screamed so much, my throat hurt me when I went back to the hotel, but that was okay.
Yeah, big headache from screaming all the time. It was just, it was very exciting because it's my first national team, and it was what I expected.
Yeah.
Like, it really made me satisfied with what I did.
Yeah.
We met a lot of people, we made a lot of friends. So it wasn't boring at all. We just had fun the whole while there, the whole week we were there.
Yeah.
And it made us closer as a team.
Excellent.
You know, it's so great to hear that you had fun because what we expect is hard work. And we know you guys put in a lot of hard work. Tell me about the tournament itself and when you started playing and you realized, all right, we have a real shot at coming out on top. When did you realize that?
Well, when I realized it was when we were playing Honduras and we won our first set, I was like, whoa, like we really do, we have a chance. We're like one of the top teams here. And Honduras is normally a very tough team to beat.
Yeah.
And so when we beat them the first set, I was like, okay, we have to go. We have to make sure we finish this off like a good game. And
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
So you win the game against Honduras and then you have your eyes set on gold. All right. Who was the other team that you really had to beat?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. What about Guatemala?
That was the best game.
That was the best game.
Why was that?
Give us the scoop here.
It was just the sweetest game.
Tell me why.
Because, well, you know, it's an exciting game. You know, the history of Belize and Guatemala. So from the time we left the hotel going to the game, we were singing. We were just excited for the game.
Yeah.
And when we won in 3 sets, it was just like, whoa.
So it was bang, bang, bang. That was
yes, bang, bang, bang.
Whoa. That's so nice to know. You know, I being a part of a national team, what is that like for you? And what's the relationship between this team? What's going on there?
Okay, well, we've also been on different national teams, like for U13.
Yeah.
And so we've grown together as a team, you know, and our bond is really, really strong, and on the court and off the court, and we know each other really, really good, so that helps a lot.
Yeah.
What is it like getting the respect of the others who would look at us and say, oh, that just believes, because for the most part, when we're going out there, that's what they say. That just believes that we will eventually walk over them. What is it like? What's the feeling like knowing that we've gained some respect?
It makes us feel better because they underestimated us and then we came out one of the top teams.
Yeah.
So we showed them that we actually can make it.
Yeah.
We trained hard for this and we got it.
Yeah. This was your first national team experience, you said?
Yes, but I had Cotica there and other trips, but this is my first national team.
And what's the difference when you're suiting up as Belize?
Well, I feel, well, this time I was representing out of the country because Cotica there was just, we hosted it that year. So this time it just felt like I had more weight on my shoulders because I know I had to know my role, and we didn't have the fans or anything, but we knew they were watching from home. But it just felt like we had to play against the noise and adapt to the different environment because it's not our home court.
We got silver. That means we had to lose a game. Let's jump on into that. What was that like for you? Who did we play that we lost to, and what was that like?
We played Costa Rica, and we could have won, but we weren't mentally prepared. Because we had the skills and everything, because we won a set. But then afterwards, we just went lower. And even though Ms. Lupita said, girls, you won one set, but one set doesn't win a match. You have to win 3 sets. And I guess we were just not mentally prepared for it.
I mean, Costa Rica is always the team to beat. And so did you feel perhaps a bit intimidated going into that game?
Well, I was a bit intimidated because I was like, oh my gosh, it's Costa Rica. And then I was like, I had anxiety going into the game. But then after we won the second set, I was like, we can really do this. But then we just kind of fell apart as a team going into the third and the fourth set.
Are they bigger than us?
Yeah, they had a lot of tall players.
And then also what brought us down was when Garrett got injured in that game. And so having like the best player on your team get injured, it kind of brought us down. So.
Wow.
But you still walked away with the silver, and you didn't give Costa Rica an easy pass.
No.
All right. So we know we're going back, and we are going after them again. So let's move over here, and look at the pride on this side. It's all smiles.
Of course.
So, Alan, this is a significant win for us. Can you explain to us why?
Well, this is one of the best years we've had in volleyball generally. Remember the under 23 did silver. Our boys came in fourth. They had a chance, but started winning the matches late. The girls did silver. Beach volleyball has been very good to us. We've won bronze. We've won matches at the NORCECA level. We've won in Central America. So it's been an excellent year. The coaches have in beach volleyball, indoor men and women have been doing excellent work. But who does the most work are the players. And so we're very impressed with the effort that the players are now putting in. I think players are starting to realize the amount of work, and the culture is starting to build with the amount of work that it needs to win at this level. She hit the nail on the head. The game against Costa Rica, we lost the first set in extra points, 26-24 or 27-25. I can't remember. Had we won that set, I think would have brought Costa Rica down and us more up. Would have made a massive difference. We won the second set, and even at the very end when Costa Rica was up in the fourth set, 22, 23, 17 or something like that, they were still not convinced they would win. When they won that match, they acted like already that they won the tournament, and we're only halfway through the tournament. They acted the most excited of any match. They knew we were the team to beat. You guys also mentioned about the level of respect. We're only 400,000 people. The smallest country out there is 4 million. Guatemala 18 million. Salvador 9 million. We're competing against them. They have far more resources, money, government support, every other type of support. They have more than we do. But we managed to get a lot of assistance from the Belize Olympic Committee with the coaches. Ms. Lupita Kwan, of course, invests a tremendous amount of time and money. And we have other sponsors that help us through the year to make sure that we have everything in place that we can. And every year it's actually getting better. I think winning helps. It helps the athlete motivate. It helps the sponsors be motivated. It helps the administration be motivated. It helps the coaches to be motivated. When Profe arrived at the very end of January last year, January 26th, I believe it was, he had, after 2 weeks, he came to me and he said, Alan, this group, if we have to host, we must make this team play because this is the team that will have us a chance at getting gold. And in fact, the tournament was postponed or suspended. We didn't even know if it was going to happen. It was to happen in August. And Profe came to me and he begged me. He said, please, can we host? Because this is the team that's going to do very well. This is the team that's going to do the best this year. I told him, Profe, that's a $200,000 venture.
Deal there, yes.
But let's see what happens. You know, we have to try and press with who's supposed to host it, which was Costa Rica. I think an added advantage was that Costa Rica played at home. I think had we played at home, would have boosted us to get over that level.
Definitely. So what you're saying is Profe was right.
Yes, Profe was right. He definitely knew what he was talking about. And I think overall, I mean, we're super happy. This group will be the next under 20, what we call under 20. It's actually under 18, because these girls are actually under 16. And they will play. That happens in 2 years. But one of the things we've learned, two things we've learned over the past year is, one, that the physical part of the training, stressing the athlete is the best way to get them mentally ready. And the other next way is to play tournaments. So right now we take from the youngest girls and boys and try to enter them into the biggest city competitions, any competition that's existing anywhere. You know, Orange Walk, anywhere that is happening. We took the boys all the way to Corozal. The girls and boys are playing in the present tournament. I think right now they have girls up to as young as 11 playing in the tournament, and this is a tournament where older girls can play. But it builds a system,
of course,
and I think that's making a big difference to us. But we're super proud. I'm super happy. It's the end of the year for us. It's been an excellent year, and don't let me forget this part, please. 7
well, I'm gonna get there.
out of 12 medals makes this team one of the best performing teams ever in volleyball history to date. We have won silver before. But we've never won 7 awards with silver. We've won 5 awards with no win any medal. But we've never won 7.
MVP in your individual area that you play.
That's
and
right.
we got 7 out of 12. Just our team.
And the volleyball rule, which I hate, says that the MVP must come from the champion team. Had it not been for that, I think we would have had the MVP. And best opposite, I actually believe that was supposed to be us too. It's semi-subjective for best opposite, and I think that's why we didn't get it. We're playing in Costa Rica, so I think that's why we did not get it. The eye was bent for them. Otherwise, we would have
be sore losers now, right?
No, I'm very happy.
But I wanna come back to something you said, because I always try to challenge this idea that people have that something magical happens and we're suddenly successful. There's work that goes into it. You've been with the association a long time. These girls have been playing since what? You were this high? Competing in multiple tournaments. We've had professional coaches come in. So there are a lot of different elements that are coming together for what we are now seeing as a success in the sport. And that brings me to Profe as well, to talk about his experience and what it's like working, one, with girls who had exposure and some training, but also being able to work with them for an extended time.
You want Argentina Spanish?
You
We
did the
have
interview.
an on-site translator. Great.
She did the interview.
Yeah, just tell us.
Están preguntando cómo fue para estar con nosotros y que nosotros ya estábamos jugando desde que estábamos pequeña. Y sí, ¿cómo te sintiste como?
Bueno, primeramente para mí es un orgullo de el trabajo que hicieron las chicas durante muchos meses de sacrificio. Entendieron que era un proceso pedagógico, que la disciplina era importante y fundamental.
They have the discipline, and that he's very proud about.
And that it was a process.
Yes.
And that the girls understood the process.
Please ask Profe, what, because he wanted the tournament to be held here. He was trying so hard because he actually sees that this group, you guys, will be the team to take us over the hump. What does he see in you for him to believe this is the right team?
Están preguntando qué viste en nosotros para que usted empujara para que nosotros jugamos en el juegos.
Nosotros tuvimos experiencia primeramente con el Sub-23, que ya venía un trabajo de años también con el profesor Delio Arrobarruena, que quiero aprovechar para reconocer su trabajo. Y creo que estaban las bases fundamentales para que las chicas de Belice dejaran de ser como las cenicientas de Centroamérica para convertirse en princesas, porque tienen todo el potencial, no solo físico, sino que le inculcamos que ellas jugaran con el corazón. Y fue algo muy importante para las 13 jugadoras del equipo.
He said that he signed from U23, whereby they have been practicing for years, and he wants to also mention the work that the other Prof. Delio did before he came. And he said that how that we did a really good job, and that he told us also that, you know, we have to play with our hearts and our minds for us to go into the competition and win.
And that they're all important in the success that we see. But let's get to these.
Which is something that, if you notice, for those 1,000 plus that were watching the matches, that this team played. You know, every team is different, but the emotion of this team playing on the court was very high. You could see the heart, the emotion they were putting into it. And I'll tell you, there were some impressive things that they're a bit too young to understand, but to see them be so emotional one day. Honduras was a defending champion. Honduras ended up third, I believe, in the tournament. To beat them on the first day is a very big high. To come back next day and still have another high emotional day. They played 5 straight days, which is not usual. And to be able to maintain that every single day. In fact, the day they played Costa Rica and lost, I was very concerned for the following day, because then it's Guatemala, and you go, oh my gosh, you know, Guatemala should be strong. They're not so strong in this tournament, but to recover, our youngest team showed how you do it.
Yeah. So what did you do? I mean, you know what I get from you the most is that you seem very relaxed, and you're joking about how much fun you had and how much you met new friends. What was your secret in terms of keeping your composure? Because that's part of being an athlete that people don't think about. How do you not get it stuck in your head when things go wrong?
Well, our coach, Mr. Vita, told us that in these types of tournaments, that when we lose and it was like a tough loss, because we could have definitely won, that we need to forget about it, because we have to bounce back from it and we have to win the other games. Even if we may not get gold, we can still, you know, shoot for silver. And
How do you guys mentally prepare together?
Well, we had team bonding, whereby we go into one room and then, you know, we talk. And then also Garrett, our captain, she showed us this video on YouTube, this motivational video, and that helped us so much that after that we're like, hey, can we go into Iman's room and listen to the video again before every game?
Oh, that's good.
And then also, like, we kept on dancing and, you know, being happy. And that even one of the drivers that would take us, like, to our hotel and to the gym, they're like, I like their team because they're always happy.
That's nice. And then, and I want for you to answer this one. What's going on with that rule? There's a winning rule that we do, and everybody loves it so much, isn't it?
But it's just like
who came up with it?
That's like a tradition.
It's
been
we
there.
don't know.
It's been there for a while.
No, the other teams have done it.
So after every game, win or lose, we do it.
What's the reception from the other team?
Oh, are we going to see it here? Or are they going to do it with just the 3 of you?
No. Look, I'll tell you what, you guys do it, I do it. You guys do it, I do it.
We'll join in.
You can do it first.
No, you guys have to do it.
We can teach you to do it.
If you do it, I do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So serious?
Let's do it if you guys want to do it. If you do it, I do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you do it. Part of your energizer?
Yes. I don't know what you do, but I'll try.
I can't.
All right, so let's do it. All right, so we will do this. All right. So what do we do?
Give us space.
This is the winning rule. What's it called?
All right, let's see.
The rule. All right, so let's see the rule.
Oh, you're not joining us, or you're wired in?
No, I'm wired in. So.
Okay, so what are we supposed to do? Can you go down? I don't think I can do this. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you can do this in that outfit.
She could be a spectator.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So
do we have to do back way?
Yes.
Oh, cool. But you want to drop off there? Okay.
I'm going to supervise. Go over there.
Let's do it.
Okay, you do this.
And then you go. And then you
And you roll back.
And then you go
You have to roll.
backwards. Okay.
Well, I guess so one more time.
Very well. Excellent. Very well done.
Okay, so I was a little bit worried about you falling off the stage here, but you did. Good job.
It's all about that championship spirit. And I want to ask one final question to Profe. Is there anything we're lacking that we need to work on to go over the hump?
¿Hay algo que usted cree que necesitamos más trabajo en?
Sí.
Which is?
Es seguir, continuar entendiendo que la unidad de los jugadores, los coaches, que tenemos que, muy importante, agradecer a los coaches de Belice, Sud, Larry, Ayrton, Francis, Shemadine, Melissa, que trabajaron mucho con ellas. Y es importante que entiendan todos que tenemos que continuar, porque ya en esta competencia en Costa Rica vio Centroamérica que Belice ya no es un rival fácil. Todos saben, y está en los premios individuales, en esos 7 premios individuales, que nosotros realmente teníamos para haber ganado esta competencia. Por eso no estoy totalmente contento.
That's not a few words, but
He said that yes, we need a lot to work on, and he wants us to continue and have that bond between the team because that helped a lot. And also, he wants to thank the different coaches that helped us to get there, like the Belizean coaches, Nelissa, and all of them from the Stars Gym. And he also said that he knew that we were supposed to get gold. So he's not so much, but you know, he's really happy with the outcome of the games.
All right, and let me just ensure that we get in the highlight of these top player awards. And Iman, you were best setter in this competition. But I also got a bit of the inside scoop. I heard you were so far ahead, there was absolutely no way that you could have not gotten this award.
Yeah, well, on the Affectable page, they post statistics and stuff like that. So after every day, they'd post the statistics for the game. And when we played Honduras, that was a bad game for me, I'll be honest. That I didn't play well, I doubles a lot. I wasn't playing as smart. I was actually kind of nervous for that game, but then after a while, I got into it. And then I was ranked 2nd for individual. And I saw it, I was like, oh, whatever, it's just whatever. Then I didn't think much of it. Then I played the next day. We played Nicaragua, I think. And then they were like, oh my gosh. No, we had a team meeting actually, and Profe came and he talked to us. And he's reading out the statistics, and he says, oh, and we ranked 1st for setter. And I'm like, what? Because yesterday I was 2nd. And then I checked the statistics, and I saw that I had like 4.5 or something like that. And then the setter underneath me only had like 2.3 or something like that.
Way ahead.
Yeah. But what does it mean to you, though, to have been acknowledged as the best setter for the competition?
Well, I wasn't always a setter. I used to hit, but I was never strong enough to, you know, put down balls like that. So I went and I said, okay, you know what, let me try setting. So at first it was very hard for me because, again, I wasn't as strong as like other players and stuff like that. But I trained hard, I worked hard, and the fact that they acknowledged me and that they were like, yes, you're the best, like that just felt really good for me.
Yeah. Do you realize, Iman, that you are the best setter, U18, in Central America?
Yes, I realize.
What's that feeling like?
It feels amazing. It feels great. It feels like my hard work like really did pay off, and it didn't go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Any one of you girls propose to leave the country to pursue volleyball as a professional sport?
Well, I'm not sure yet because I don't even know what I want to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
And that's
yet.
okay.
That's okay.
Keep on
They're
enjoying.
under 16.
That's
They're
okay.
under 16.
But keep on working hard in
best
the
time of
sport
life.
too, because we're so proud of you girls, and we really just want to see how much you'll be able to accomplish. Bringing it back over to you though, Alan, the individual awards are critical, and it goes exactly to what Prof said, that these girls have the foundation and they are putting in the work. That's a critical part of anything that we do. What does the recognition mean? Maybe people just think it's a small award, but it is a big deal.
Well, I think even when you look, I mean, you go through the statistics, it shows that really Belize was the best team.
Yeah.
I think Costa Rica got away, really. I think the one thing that Costa Rica has is they're a team that trains control. They play a lot with control, a lot with tactic and control, spend a lot of time on it. And having one or two girls there that were not only taller, but definitely, I'm gonna say at the maximum age you can be, as close to 16 as you can be. And you can see that those girls play on some probably Division I teams that brought some experience for them. But I think overall the awards shows that as a country, now we're getting more and more individual awards, and not only on the team, not only for the team, but for administration. As Profe mentioned, we have a team of coaches.
Yeah.
It takes, everybody has to work together. It takes the sponsors, it takes the organizers, it takes the coaches. We've had great players in the past. We have great players win awards. We have had great teams in the past. We have had great coaches in the past. We have great admin in the past. But it's when everything comes together. And we started seeing that around 2016, when everybody starts to work more together, more focused, and realize. Right now, I can tell you, the men are hungry. I went to some of the coaches and said, this is excellent. The girls now, this year is excellent for the girls. The best the boys did this year was fourth, even though, keep in mind, we're 400,000 versus of 40 million people in Central America. The point is, they now are motivated more than ever. So now it's like an inter-competition kind of thing. They say, well, they can't make the girls be winning all the medals. No, they want share medals. So
we have been and will continue to show them how it's done, right?
Yeah, the girls are doing excellent. And I think the point I want to really emphasize on is that it takes working. Everybody's got to work together. The minute you start to divide up and be more concerned about other things, it's all going to fall apart. We've been there, and we see that affecting other countries. Other countries are right now divided, and they can't move. And
we've seen that in other sports in Belize as well. So we hope that we don't get to that point.
And back to your earlier point, because I've had a couple people text me and call me, and they said, Alan, please emphasize that this, as you mentioned, doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen because the players just show up there and play. This is a process. It takes years. It takes money. It takes investment from all sides. It takes teamwork. Everything has to come together especially for small countries to do it. But we see that we have the talent, and I think I can tell you, my daughter is super excited for these girls. She wants to be like them, and I hope these girls start to realize the role model area they're playing as well. So many girls around the country want to be like them, and it's great for our youth.
Of course.
And it also gets more competitive too. So it means you have to stay in shape if you want to keep your spot on the national team too, right?
Yeah, people are going for the spot.
We're going back to practice next week, actually.
Okay, so you get a week off, 2 weeks.
1
week off, and back into it.
From volleyball. But how do you balance all of it though?
School, volleyball, home.
Well, for me, we'd get home. We'd have pretty late practices. We'd practice from 4 to 7, and then I'd stay up till like 1 o'clock doing homework, and then I'd go to sleep, wake up, and then do it all over again. So it was definitely a lot of work for us, especially doing that for like 3 months straight, and still maintaining my grades at school and like social life and stuff like that with your friends. It's fun. It's fun, but it's like a lot of work.
What's your
the
routine,
teachers don't cut you a break?
No.
What's your routine, Ariane?
Almost like Iman's one. I go to practice, like she said, 4 to 7, and then on summer they would have like 8 to 10 in the morning, and then again from like 4 to 7 in the evening. And then when I get home, I'm really tired, but I'm like, you have to do this. So I go to shower, and then I start my homework, and I stay up like till like 12. If I don't learn, I was like, okay, man, that's it. But my teachers also, they're a really big help at St. Catherine's, because they would understand, and they would help. Okay, you're tired. We can spend an extra time learning this so
Yeah.
that you can get it for the
But you
test.
still have to do all the work, right?
Clara?
And that's key for people to know because nobody, I'm sure they're thinking, oh, you get a week off from school, you get to go to Costa Rica, but you go home after the games and you have to catch up on all the schoolwork.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, for me, because like I don't go to sleep late, I have to get my sleep. So if I don't know it by 10:30 latest, I go to sleep. And if I know, okay, I have a lot of work for this week, I will try to do it at school. Sometimes I'm sleeping at school during lunch and I just try to like do most of the work at school.
Yeah.
If I reach practice early, then I take out my books and I quickly do, especially before we left, because I had a lot of work to do before we left, and they saw me. I was doing my work at practice before, and Prof was looking at me like, yeah.
yeah.
And then like some of the teachers help, but then some of them will be like, oh, we're preparing you for the outside world when you graduate because I'm a senior, so they have to prepare you for all this work that you're gonna get. They're not gonna pamper you.
Yeah.
But some of them, like since I came back and I have a lot of stuff that I need to make up, some of them do help me a lot, and they make sure that I learn the topic and I get my grades up and I'm.
Well, listen, you are having one of the best lessons ever in being able to, one, balance. And, you know, not everybody does cut you a break, but you're doing it because you love the sport and developing an incredible sense of discipline at such a young age.
But one thing with that, you know, and it's something I try to tell principals, because in sports we struggle with principals. In Catchings we have an excellent relationship with Mrs. Tillett, and in fact she really tries with us, with the athletes to try and, of course they have to do tests, of course they have to do the work, but find a way how to help. But one of the things that student athletes learn is time management. They learn to structure themselves very well. They have to, otherwise they're going to fail in one or the other or both. And I think it's part of the lessons we try to convince principals and teachers of, that sports is not sports doesn't mean that your grades are going to go down. Sports doesn't mean, sometimes it will go up. So sports is not sports is not anti-academics. It's complementary, and you have to use it together. And I don't mean to take away from any other sport, but volleyball is a sport where being smart or being able to think really has a big advantage.
Of course.
You know,
It's very strategic.
It's very strategic. So I think there's so much to add, and I'd like to plead with schools to continue to improve their policy when it involves student athletes, and we're not asking them to give a break. A lot of them think, same thing like you mentioned, oh, they're going to go. No, we're not asking to give the athlete a break. We're asking to work with the athlete so that they get to accomplish both and get it done in a way that they could still get their sleep and at the same time still get their work done.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well, thank you guys for coming in. We were looking forward to this conversation. And I also want to just give you the chance. I know it takes a whole team to manage the individuals on this team. Who'd you like to say thanks to this morning?
The whole team.
They have a team of people.
Yeah, that's why.
The whole team, all the staff at the Stars Gym, Miss Lupita and her sponsors. Definitely this would not be possible without Miss Lupita. All the coaches at the gym, Mr. Soup, Mr. Larry, Mr. Elton, Miss Dean, Miss Nelissa,
The BVA.
Francis, the BVA, and
all the parents that supported us,
Yeah,
went with
parents
us.
as well.
Yes, our chaperones, they made it happen. They made us go and helped us get the silver medal.
All right.
And I feel so proud.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
and thank you for coming, for sharing your talents, for putting in the work, and for coming and telling us all about it.
Thank you.
Best of luck, and it seems like we'll see you guys again soon. I'm pretty sure, right? Profe, gracias. We're gonna go ahead and take that final break now, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap up. So stay tuned. And we're back.
Just like that, our hump day is hump morning, actually. It's just the morning. We're coming to a close. We want to say a big thank you to everybody who showed up this morning. We had some very wonderful topics this morning.
Very
topics dear
uplifting
to us.
show.
Definitely,
And it even starts off with a story about domestic violence. And it's uplifting because we have the survivor who's able to tell us the story, who has been able to document the story, and who is looking to share her story so that others can save their lives as well by getting out of the relationship, and for those loved ones to know that they just always have to be there and don't give up on that loved one.
You know, it's very important that you get the book, read about it. There's no need to stay there. If you know that you're in danger, you sense danger, it's best that you move out. So we want to say a big thank you to Tricia for giving us an inside scoop of her story, and then again motivating people who are in these situations to try and move out from violence and try to be as safe as possible. And again, we also want to say a big thank you to the folks of Sol. They were here telling us all about this promotion, and oh my God, that's so delicious.
I just
promotion
know
coming
that
on.
$12,000 in January would
On
be
January 21st,
great.
of course, imagine
But the
that.
only way you qualify is by purchasing fuel at Shell gas stations, and for every $50 of purchasing fuel, you get a ticket. So you got to buy to be able to be eligible.
The more
and
you
you're
buy,
not only eligible for the $12,000, but also $1,000 before Christmas and $100 on, I think they said every Monday, right?
Yeah, every Monday somebody is revealed. They get a $100 coupon to get anything inside a Shell gas station. We also want to say a big thank you to the U18 national volleyball team who was in with us a while ago, Mr. Sharp and Profe. And the girls, we want to say a big thank you as well. I feel so proud to know that we're out there. And then again, pride of knowing that we've got the best U18 setter in Central America.
Well, we have more than that, and
Yes.
I should probably take the opportunity
you
to say
should.
that. So we have Garrett Bruce, who is the captain of the team. She won Best Scorer and Best Attacker. Sofia Solano won Best Libero and Best Defensive Player. Iman, who was here with us, won Best Setter. And Olivia McKenzie won Best Blocker. And Jada Smith, Best Receiver.
Excellent.
So 7 out of 12 awards went just to the Belize team. They have done exceptionally well. And I have to echo what Alan said as the president of the association, that I'd hate for anybody to watch this and say, look, you know, it's a star team. They came together. It wasn't magic. It takes work. And
takes a lot of work.
This is what we have always heard consistently on the show and talking to every single sports team and athlete. It takes the right coaching, it takes the investment in work, it takes the investment in time, it takes investment in the players themselves. And so they had a whole long journey to be able to get to this point, but nonetheless, we are proud and we celebrate along with them.
We're so thankful, we're so proud as a country to know that we've got these folks with us, of course. And one more award, the best audience, it's you. If you've got any questions, any concerns, drop us a line at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also drop me a line at marlene_oye@channel5belize.com. Find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ and on Instagram at OYEBelize. And remember to tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
To start your morning right. As per usual, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day, Belize.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.